Hey there, and welcome to Rayon's Basics tutorial series. If you need more information about Rayon, you can book a demo with our team using the link in the description. You can also create a free Rayon account and use the templates below to draw along with me as we go through this tutorial. Let's dive in. Welcome to Rayon's tutorials about walls, zones, and openings, as in windows and doors. In this tutorial, we'll review how to use these elements to draw architectural drawings faster. We'll start with the wall tool. So I'll just zoom into my floor plan right here, and we'll create a new wall enclosure in this part of the floor plan. The wall tool can be found on the bottom toolbar, as you can see here. And once you activate a command, like any other command in Rayon, a tagline will appear with the next step you should take. It also has command options. So in this case, for the wall tool, we have a line wall or an arc wall. We'll also talk about how to create curved walls in Rayon. Aside the different options we have here, we also have the wall's property panel. In this case, you can select between the wall alignment, so the exterior wall line, the interior one, or center line. Let's go for this one for now. And you can see that a wall has a style assigned to it. As an example, I'm going to detach the style of this wall and just show you the different properties it contains. The one property is the wall thickness. You can select a thickness from the dropdown or input custom thickness. Let's make it 23. You can select the wall fill. So as you can see on my drawing, I have some walls with a hatch pattern. We have a hatch library in Rayon, which is customizable, so you can scale it, change its color, and so on and so forth. We have textures. So if you're doing a realistic floor plan, you may want to use like cement or something to convey that. And of course, a solid color. So let's select for now the gray color, and you can also see that you have a stroke property and color as well. Once you set a style for your wall, we recommend to save it, and you see that it was saved with a default name and added to my style library. So you can learn more about styles in our style tutorial, but essentially this is a library that I can use throughout my model, and I can also access from other models to streamline the way I draw. Let's select the wall that we have going on the floor plan already and start drawing. I'll place the wall just in a random place on my canvas, and you'll see that I can either draw this manually or input a value. Let's do one 2.5 meter wall, for example, and I'll just hold down shift to make sure it's perpendicular and place it. You'll see that Rayon will already activate the next wall that I want to place, and I can either do that, and you'll see that it'll snap with any other wall that exists on my canvas, or I can also kind of grab a wall that I already have here, and if we want to add a room to this building, we can make sure that we're using one wall for all. And let's close the wall here on the bottom. In this case, I'll want to change its alignment. I can either use the shortcut S or choose it from here, and there you go. Another way to place walls on the canvas is to select them and change their location by using their perpendicular wall. So here I can see that it's 2.506. Let's make this a clean 2 meter distance, for example. So as you've noticed, walls are flexible. You can grab the walls that are on your canvas and change them, modify them. Another way to work with walls is to use all the editing tools. So you'll find those here, and all the different classic editing tools like offset, trim, command, fillet, they'll apply to our Rayon walls as well. Let's do, for example, an offset. Activate the command, select the walls we want to offset, enter, and then we can either, again, input a value or just place a wall here on the canvas. Let's try the chamfer command just for fun. There you go. So to draw an arc wall, all you have to do is select it, and you can then select the arc option, and there you go. You can draw it. If you already draw a wall on the canvas and want to change it, you can toggle on its midpoint to make it an arc. If you want to draw an organic curve wall, you'd have to use Rayon's wall work and select the curve tool. We can draw a curved line on the canvas, which would be the outline of our wall, and then offset it. So I'll just select offset, give this wall the shape that I want. I'll then cap the wall with the line tool and join this shape. Now I have a closed shape that is my wall, and to turn it into a real wall, I just have to right click it and go to Convert and convert to wall. You see it already grabbed the last wall property that I used. And now if I add this wall to my project, it's gonna able to recognize zones that I place within wall enclosures and just, fit in within my drawing. The one caveat is openings such as doors and windows will not be implemented automatically into curved walls. So you'd have to treat that differently. So now that we've talked about how they would act in curved walls, let's talk about how doors and windows act with the normal Rayon walls. You can find the openings on the bottom toolbar via openings. It'll have a default opening, the one that you used last. So in this case, it's this window. And you see that if I place it in my wall, it will punch a hole through in my wall enclosure. Let's place a window here. If you want to choose a different opening type, you can select the opening and go to the active block property on the right panel. Here we'll open Rayon's block library. Rayon has more than 4K different blocks in front, top, and side views. Here we're looking at doors and windows, but note that on the left, under this icon, you'll find furniture, symbols, and more. Let's grab a door for now and place it within our wall enclosure as well. And we can set its orientation. So we might want to open it this way. Just to make it clear, if I grab this window and try to place it in my curved wall, it's not going to work. So this is the expected behavior. Another thing to note about the windows is that you can determine their location within a wall. So once you click on your opening block, you'll see this line running through its center, and you can grab it and kind of shift it around to decide its location within the wall. Of course, this can also be applied to the door as well. The next thing to talk about is zones. Each one of these rooms you see here in our floor plan has a zone placed within it. And this is a good example. You see the highlighted blue part with this living room tag is a zone. And let's add a zone into our room right here. We're going to grab a zone from the bottom toolbar and click within a wall enclosure. This will automatically detect the shape of our wall enclosure and generate a tag with a square meter count and the zone's name. We can do a few things here. I first want to talk about how zones react or meet our opening blocks, since we just discussed those blocks. So I'll zoom in again to this openings, and when I select my block, you'll see that when I scroll down to its properties, it has a zone limit selection. I can then decide if I want my zone to align to the center of this block, to its exterior line, its interior wall line, or to be excluded completely. So if I move this block, the zone still stays aligned to the wall's edge. This can be also, of course, done with the door block. So in this case, maybe let's align it to the inner threshold. All right, next up is setting our zone's properties. We may want to select the zone and give it a different name. We can do that from the right top toolbar. So let's call this room A. We also might want to change the zone style. So it's pretty similar to how we worked with the wall styles. I'm going to select it and go to its style panel on the right. Here in this case, we may want to choose a realistic texture just to show you guys how those would work. Let's place ceramic tile here, and you'll note that you can also edit this texture. So first of all, you can edit its scale and rotation. So maybe we want to have bigger tiles. We may want to place them in a different degree. And also do things like maybe give our texture an opacity. Note that you can also add a zone outside of a wall enclosure. So for example, if I grab the zone tool and just use it to draw a surface with no wall boundary, it will still generate a square meter tag that will adjust as I draw, as you can see right here. So let's close this shape. And if I want to edit this, I can always double click it and change vertices around to see the shape change and the square meter count adjust accordingly. The next step regarding zones will usually be creating exhaustive tables that are counting and summing the zone tags that we have within a project, and we invite you to check out the table tutorial to learn more about that, especially handy for feasibility studies and more. Lastly, in terms of stylizing, you can of course select the zone tags and also change their font, their size, their color, and so on and so forth. So just take that in consideration as well. Right, everyone, we've discussed some fundamentals about how to use Rayon's wall tool, zone tool, and added openings like windows and doors. To learn more about Rayon, please visit our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat below and we'd be more than happy to answer. Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you have any more questions, you're welcome to book a demo with our team by using the link in the description. You can also join our community and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos like this. Have a good one.